Hello guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm inside the new Tesla Model Y standard range rear wheel drive, and in this video I want to answer some of your question because I know many people don't know which version of Tesla Model Y to buy. Today I try to answer that question, and we will do a test drive where we can see what kind of consumption we can get. I will reset the trip A and we will see what will be the consumption, and we can kind of estimate the range in the end. So I know many people ask, I should go with dual motor, dual range, like long range version, because there I can get a little bit bigger range, or I should go with a normal standard range version where you can actually save around almost 10,000 francs. So you can see, if we go in Europe, for example in Germany, if we can go to the price, we can see that this normal Model Y standard range version, the price is around 45,000 euro. But if you want to go to long range, you can get 10,000 more, so you have to pay 10,000 more. It's really deserved to pay 10,000 more or not for the same car with less performance and less range, they say. But less range, I don't know what to say, because here it says like normal 455 kilometer, and on the long range it's 533 kilometer, around 90 kilometer more, 55 kilometer more. So let's drive the car and let's see what kind of consumption I can get out of this car, and then we can kind of calculate and make our own decisions, you know. But from my point of view, I think I give you my opinion from the start. I think if you drive the car most of the time in the city or at speeds up to 100 kilometers per hour, I think you are better go with the standard range. Because in the city, if you don't make long trips most of the time on the highway at high speed, I think you can get incredible consumption also out of this standard range version, you know. Anyway, we will try to drive in the speed limit, and we will see also what will be the consumption in the end of this trip. Average 10 kilometers is just perfect like that. You see we have 23% battery, but that doesn't matter too much. Anyway, what can I say? The car, it's the same car. I mean, interior wise, exterior it's a little bit different on the performance version, but interior wise it's kind of the same car no matter which model you get. You know, you have the only big difference are the performance, you know, in terms of performance, in terms of range, but the other things are the same. And if I'm not wrong, it's the same battery. They use the same battery on all three models. So again, from this point of view, it's like the battery is somehow limited, you know, to this range, and I don't know in which way it's limited. Anyway, I'm not sure about that, guys. It's the same battery on standard range or on the long range. If it's the same battery, that means it's somehow limited there, and if it's limited, that means if you get the standard range version, because it's limited, probably will last longer for many years, so it's much better. You know, you don't use it at full potential. It's like you preserve it for many years, and you can kind of preserve it for later. Anyway, probably if that's the same size battery, or maybe it's the smaller battery, I'm not sure about that. I don't remember, but I'm sure like 80-90% is the same battery. It's nothing changed there then between the models. Anyway, driving wise, it's pleasant to drive. The suspension are a little bit stiffer. I mean, I drive other cars, other competitors that have the suspension much more comfortable, so don't expect to have that super comfy suspension. Even though we have on this model the standard 19-inch rims that come standard, I was expect to be a little bit more comfy over the bumps. But I mean, it's not super annoying. It's normal, I should say, but I was expect to have a little bit more comfort. You see, when you get over those bumps, it's a little bit bumpy, and I wish it was better, you know. So yeah, in this price range, I mean, the way they fit the performance, safety feature, comfort, technology, and everything, I think this is my only kind of negative part that I can find on this Tesla Model Y is the suspension a little bit stiffer. But other than that, I can't complain about anything. So now we will drive kind of in the city, and we will go also a little bit on the highway, so we will see what will be the consumption. And until now we have like let's see, like 131 watt-hour per kilometer until now. You know, it's incredible good until now for a big SUV like that with so much storage space. And first of all, when I brought my Tesla Model 3 in 2019, I was like, okay, Tesla Model Y will come soon, but because it's bigger, probably the consumption will be also bigger, and it's better to get smaller. And I get the Tesla Model 3 because it has a better aerodynamic. It's smaller, it's more compact, and probably the consumption it's also better, and the range will be extended because I want as much range as possible to get from the car. And then the year passed by, I test drive the Model Y before, and now I understand how the things are working in the electric area, electric cars world, I should say. And I want to explain you that to you as well. So it's just like that. If you have a bigger car, an SUV, a big SUV, it's electric, and you drive in the city most of the time, or at speeds up to 80, up to 100 km per hour, the consumption will be very similar with the smaller version. I mean, a sedan or a compact car, you know. It's just very similar in terms of consumptions. Maybe slightly more small difference that doesn't make any sense. But if you go on the highway and drive up to 120, then you will see the difference between SUVs and the sedan, you know, like Model 3 and Model Y, and then you can see a little bit of bigger difference in terms of consumption. But otherwise, if you drive like most of us, 70% of time, 60-70% of time on the city and on low speed, I think this one, Model Y, it's a better buy because it's bigger, it's safer, a better visibility, much more practical, a lot of space in the back. You have the hatchback, you can carry stuff. I will definitely go with this. If I will have to rethink the things, and if I will have to buy a car today, you know, like today I have to buy a car, I will definitely buy the Model Y. If I have the money, I will go with Model X, because Model X has a better comfort over the bumps. It's almost a perfect car. Better comfort on the seats, better comfort over the bumps. It's much more nicer, bigger, and so on. But from those two cars, look, in the curves it stays also good. But from those two cars, Model 3 and Model Y, I will definitely go with Model Y these days, because the price difference, it's so small, so small between them. It's like 42,000 euro in Germany, Model 3, 42,000, and this is like 43,000 or 45,000, I don't remember, Model Y. So it's like 2-3,000 euro difference between them. Why would you don't get the bigger, the more spacious, the more safe version, you know? And also you can go over the bumps a little bit better because you have bigger rims, bigger ground clearance as well. But anyway, by the way, the car comes also with autopilot, but it's not the best place to use it here on the construction sites. I will show you a little bit later. Anyway, we are in standard mode. We go in chill mode because we want to get as best consumption as possible, and until here we drive in standard mode. I want to go on the right side because I will go, yeah, maybe some people want to drive faster, and yes, I'm right. I will stay here between those two lines, but I don't want to go too close to that truck. Anyway, the car comes with a lot of sensors around the car. And yeah, by the way, I will make a separate video on the channel, and I want to show you how those new sensors, camera and sensors, work for the parking, because this car doesn't come with parking sensors, doesn't have any parking sensors, and I want to show you how this is working, you know, when you want to park the car. Because I see so many people complain about that. They have improved the software a little bit in the last time, and I think they still work on the software to make it even better, so in the future will be even better. It was not perfect until now. I mean, the distance was not super precise, but I'm really want to show you that, guys, how it works. Now let's go to 100. I set the autopilot to 100. We will drive in the speed limit, and right now the autopilot will drive itself between the lanes. It's quite raining, and even if it's raining outside, it doesn't matter. The autopilot, I noticed that it almost always in almost all conditions work really good. Sometimes was super rainy outside, I can't see outside so well, but the autopilot was seeing better than me, and I was crazy impressed to see that. Anyway, here we can go a little bit faster, you know. I mean, I want to drive in the speed limit. I don't want to exaggerate it, you know, like it's 100. Let's drive 100. I want to see the consumption, and I try to get my best consumption, but I still want to drive like a normal driving, you know. I like those white seats are much more comfortable, but when they get dirty, you can see every single little thing, and you have to clean it more often, you know, because it looks not so nice when they are not clean, you know. Until here we have 190 watt-hour per kilometer. We were uphill, now we go downhill. We will see in the end what kind of consumption we will get. Yeah, the rear camera up here, you have an okay visibility. It's not the perfect visibility, so this is also something that to keep in mind. But if you want to see in reverse, you just turn on the cameras, and now you can see in reverse very clear. So it's not a big problem that the view in the mirror up here is not that good. Anyway, you have kind of big mirrors on the side, so the visibility it's relatively good. Yeah, now we go downhill. You can see also the consumption there. So right now we have like 21% left battery, and in average range in the last 10 kilometers, if we will drive like we drive until here, we can do with this 21% battery another 94 kilometers. So 92 kilometers right now, every 20% around 100, so we reach almost 480 kilometers range until now, something like that, around there. Or 480, 70. We will see until the end. Until right now the consumption it's getting lower. 128 was a little bit earlier. It stays really good on curves. It's so easy to drive. Incredibly easy to drive those electric cars. Now 125 watt-hour per kilometer we have consumption. Last 10 kilometers only 1 kilowatt-hour we consume until now. This car is just fabulous, even to use it as a shutter from airport, or like a Uber or a taxi driver, you know, have a lot of space in the back. and you have great consumption, and if you drive most of the time in the city, it's just fabulous, really. You can save so much money. Anyway, here it shows you a nice graphic what happened with energy, and when you consume more and when you go uphill, downhill, you can see we get the same trip, we get the same road, will be equal the road, so we can see the perfect consumption. We can see a real world consumption. And right now with 21%, if I drive the same way as I drive until now, I can still make 103 kilometers with 20%. 100 kilometers, that means every 20% 100 kilometers, that means 500 kilometers with the full battery. So more than they claim. And I'm sure if you drive in the city and if you drive the car up to 80 kilometers per hour or up to 100 kilometers per hour, you can reach 500 kilometers without any problem. And but in the summer, guys, the temperature right now it's 11 degrees outside, so the temperature have to be over 7 degrees outside in order to maximize the range. If it's cold, minus degrees, then the range will be like 20% lower than the normal range, so that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, I mean, for most of the countries where the temperature it's hot, I think it's fabulous to have an electric car, you know. Now here I think I want to drive like a normal. I don't want to over exaggerate it with the driving economical, so I want to drive normal. Here it's 100, we drive 100, you know, like I don't want to drive lower than that. We will go also on the other lane, but that car drive quite faster, so I have to drive even faster. So now I can stop here at 102, 103. So if you want to pass by, you're free to go. Anyway, autopilot activated. You can leave it on autopilot, 102, free, and it's just driving perfectly like that. We go uphill now, the consumption go higher, 174 watt-hour right now in this moment. The car still drive itself. I'm just having my hands on the steering wheel for the safety reason, but it's driving itself really well. It can also change the lanes, by the way, guys. If you want to change the lane, you just go like that and then you just give it a hinge, and look at this, the car will change the lane automatically, and then it will continually stay on the lane. It's just fabulous. If you want to go back, you just go like that and it's changing the lanes. Ooh, now it has a problem. It didn't see the lanes there, you see? So those systems are quite dangerous, guys. I tell you, I always tell you that in all my videos. Always pay attention to the road, always have your hands on the steering wheel. Never trust those autopilots because they are not ready, they are not human, and it's crazy dangerous. So always pay attention to the road. No matter what you do, just pay attention. And that takes me to the discussion about what you should buy. You should get the standard autopilot, you should get the enhanced autopilot, or you should get the full autonomous autopilot that drive the car automatically. So now for the moment, I mean, for most of the countries, the standard autopilot, it's more than enough. If you want to have the extra summon stuff, parking automatically and stuff like that, you can go in enhanced autopilot. But full autopilot, I don't know, I don't think it's the time for that. I don't think the cars are ready to drive automatically autonomous, because it's not the car fault, it's the street fault. For example, here they kind of make 10,000 paintings. I know they're working in this area, but still, how can a car drive itself when you don't make the lanes clear? You know, it's confusing, you know. I mean, it's almost confusing for a human. I'm not saying on the computer for the moment, and that's why I think we are not ready yet. When the lanes will be perfectly signalized and always lanes will be clear, maybe then the car can drive itself. But still, there are so many factors to take into consideration, and it's still not ready yet. This is my opinion, I don't know. But the standard autopilot, it's fabulous. I mean, it's really good. I use it most of the time on the highway, long trips, crazy good. Traffic's a lot of traffic, it's also phenomenal. It take out your stress, so much stress. And safety features, emergency brake, lovely system. Anyway, when we look at the consumption at the end of this trip, we have to take into consideration the fact that the tires need a little bit more air, so they are not inflated at the recommended pressure. And still, I think we can get a great consumption. I have 136 watt-hour per kilometer consumption until now. It's almost the same consumption as I get with Model 3 standard range. What we are talking about? I mean, the body shape, it's kind of doesn't matter. Anyway, those videos I hope are useful for those of you that are on the market for those cars. Now we recuperate. You can see I release the acceleration, it's braking itself. It's recuperate, we anticipate the traffic, and then we drive forward. Lovely. We have 90% battery left, but it says that we can still drive 103 kilometers in the way we drive right now. You know, like super good consumption. I'm crazy impressed, man. I'm crazy impressed. 90 kilometers. It says here like 75, it's estimated, and here projection 103, so we can go a little bit more than it's estimate the battery. To be honest, I look at my battery and my car, and I don't feel any difference after 4 years in terms of battery range capacity, you know, like I don't feel any difference now. Probably I will make a test when I can do that to show you how much percent I lost on the battery. How many percent has lost. I didn't do it yet, but I will do it to see the degradation in the battery after 4 years. Maybe this summer. Okay, let's park here. Let's park the car right here, just like that. And I will show you also the parking sensors. Let me go closer to other car. And you can see also the sensors are quite working, even though it doesn't have any sensors. The camera and the ultrasonic sensors are working. Anyway, that was all. That was the trip, guys. 136 watt-hour per kilometer, and you can see it on the trip here as well. It's is just fabulous. It's incredible. I mean, for an SUV, I did on my channel, I don't know if the video is already there or not, but it will come, the same model, standard range Model 3, and this is standard range Model Y, and the consumption is the same on the same trip. It's incredible. You have a bigger body, more spacious, nicer, bigger rims, and you have the same consumption. I'm super impressed. The same consumption. It's crazy, really crazy. So that tell me, if you drive in the city or at speeds up to 100 km/h, it doesn't matter which model you get, because you get the same consumption on Model 3 and Model Y. So yeah, I hope also with this 136 watt-hour per kilometer, if we can go here and calculate, we can see with 80% we can do 82 kilometer range left, right? So that means you can reach with a full battery around 470 480 kilometer with this consumption. So it's kind of more than they claim here, 455. So I told you, and if you drive only in the city at speed of up to 50-60 kilometer, I think you can get even better consumption. So lovely. I think this standard range might be one of the best quality price offer on the market today. So yeah, go for it. Anyway, if you have question, ask me down below. Whatever question you have, I will answer with pleasure. My rating for this car from 1 to 10 will be 9.9. Good price, good offer. Also, by the way, Tesla update the referral program. So now if you buy a Tesla, no matter what model, Model Y, Model 3, Model Y, Model S, X, or solar panels, you can use my referral code. I will leave it in the description, also on the screen, so you can get 1000 credits. With these credits, you can transform it on the Tesla application in kilometers at Tesla Supercharger stations, 3 kilometers, or clothes. You can get clothes from Tesla, you can get accessories and more stuff. You can see the video. I have a separate video on my channel I made about that, on how it works. But yeah, I will leave the link in the description if you want to use it. If you need the referral code, you can use mine. So thank you very much to all of you that watching my videos. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I would really appreciate that. So thank you very much to all of you guys. Also, if you want to see the full review video with this car, it's already on the channel, so check it out. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I guess I see you soon in the next one. Bye guys.